Yeah, we're good. So, Meryl Streep, thank you so much for joining us here at 35mm.
Thank you.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's a bit of an honour. This is a career high for me right now that I'm having.
Oh,
yeah. Let me
gosh.
take my moment and just enjoy what's happening right now.
Oh,
it's incredible.
Thank you.
So, welcome to London. How are you finding
Thank
it
you.
so far?
Well, it's disconcerting to see my puss on the every bus. You know,
It's everywhere, isn't it?
it's everywhere.
But good on you though, because I have to say, an astounding movie.
Oh, thank
I
you.
really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I mean, you know, it is about the Iron Lady, and here in Britain, she's seen as somewhat of a controversial figure, you know, somewhat cold, hence the title.
Yeah.
So when approaching the role, you know, was her reputation something that you were thinking about the whole time?
Well, her reputation and how controversial she was sort of part of what intrigued me about playing her, because I myself was guilty of reducing her to a sort of a dismissible object of scorn, I have to say. When I was younger, I thought, friend of Reagan, weird clothes, conservative, not interested. And yet when she was first elected, my friends and I, not having any agreement with her politics, were really excited because she was the first woman to be elected, the head of a government in the West. And also that she stayed there was really amazing. Because you're too young to know, but I remember the days when there were no women in law school. None. I mean, the professions open to us were teacher and nurse, or hooker, I guess. That was always open, always an option. Actress, same thing. But there weren't, it was a very limited vision that people had for women. And that's changed radically. And you can't help but think that the door cracked open a little bit just because she got there. And she doesn't feel she owes it to the feminist movement. Famously, she's disavowed any. And certainly they have no love for her either. But still, each little movement, I know that in my own career, the fact that I'm still standing at 62 and in the business and making movies that people go see globally, which is astonishing. Nobody would have predicted that when I was in my 40s. So it's great.
So obviously thinking of her as that person then that you obviously regarded like that, when you were given the script and you had it in front of you, then were you then prepared to look at the role were you looking at a character, Lady Thatcher as a character, or were you actually looking at trying to recreate, an actual living person?
Both, I would say.
Yeah.
Both. I was looking at... Because our film really is about 3 days in the life of a very old woman who is frail, mentally afflicted, living in a world where the walls are permeable between the past and the present. And that device opens it up for us to look back at her past, but through her own eyes. I mean, it's not a documentary in any sense of the word. It is maybe our own imagining of what that might have felt like at this point in time to take leave of a very powerful life and all the choices that she made and the cost of those choices.